Hey guys, back with another live. Man, being held hostage neurally. These guys are trying to entrap me in my home. I've been here for about 8 months, with no basic necessities, no finances whatsoever. Um, it's just out of control. Threatening to make me disappear. Um, Using a clone for, I believe, identity theft is what they're trying to do. Um, at this point, I probably need all kinds of healthcare. Probably need uh, more than just that, to be honest with you. Fake love offers. So they basically left me in this pool of supposedly love offers, but while they hide me, um, without any financial assistance, financial pay, not allowing me to come outside. If I come outside, I'm threatened. In the worst way, to be hit, ran over, um, bullied heavily. Um, not allowed to really contact anybody. A lot of things have been basically infiltrated from entrapment tactics. Definitely false proposals. Um, it's out of control. Um, I've never seen anything like that. These people have done the most. Um, I don't even know where to begin. The harassment is so heavy. It's sickening. Um, where they've actually used Phantom Touch to come in to my energy and try to physically dismember me, supposedly for some karmic revenge. I believe this person might be a karmic or a third party. Definitely a delusional being. Um, and this is basically how I've been kept. Uh, where if I don't cooperate with whatever energy this is, I'm threatened to basically be taken out. I'm also threatened with the basic necessities being withheld from me. So I'm not able to surface and basically come out from hiding. I feel like I'm being hidden for these people to take advantage of my energy. If I do not cooperate, once again, I'm threatened in the worst way. These people have threatened to basically take and keep basic necessities away from me. Once again, if I don't cooperate. It's just out of control. I feel like there's an energy that is heavily envious and jealous of my energy, to where they want me to endure the worst form and worst kind of suffering, which I think is overstepping boundaries of every protocol. Um, these individuals have tried to force. I can't even explain or define in words. Where these people actually do not follow order. Whoever is claiming they're not following order. Um, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. These individuals who are not following order need to be removed from the energy, um, because they are a major threat to society. It's just getting out of control to where I'm not allowed to surface. Um, so I also have somebody. I have. It's just too much going on where I feel like it's also a some form of a religious movement, which I think is a false religion. In all honesty, if this individual is really practicing religion, yeah, I could say a lot about it, but I'm just going to exclude it from me exposing exactly what is going on, which I think is more of a civil matter. I've been basically left for dead on numerous occasions, um, where these individuals want to claim that they're participating in some form of an order, and they are not. They are overstepping their boundaries, breaking into energy, which they don't have permission to do so. These individuals are forcing their way into energies in order to gain some kind of access, but they're more on the lines of being parasitical. A lot of these energies are limited in their being, claiming they are something that they are not, and I see practically BS. And I think one of these energies happens to be a feminine or female. It might not even be feminine at all. They might just be female. I think this individual is possibly not all there. Some of these individuals are claiming that they are something that they are not. And I think this is what is harming a lot of energies, including the collective. Also, fake tarot readings are guiding people into the wrong direction. So I think this is where the civil matters come into play, where some of these people want to claim that they are winning something. In all actuality, they are not. A lot of these relationships are based on falsehood or are false, are fake relationships, because you're dealing with a lot of third-party energies, including karmics. So this goes back to a previous video that I did, talking about how to let go. So this also comes to play where I think you're dealing with worse than karmic energies. You're also dealing with energies such as the Jezebel or a succubus form type energy, which sends a karmic or energy on a loop, basically, in a spiral. So then this becomes a spiral effect for other energies, which keeps them on a loop. So it becomes a chase, basically. And this is what I'm dealing with. But unfortunately, I'm dealing with limited energies that are having a hard time understanding or processing this idea because they too do not know how to let go. They've been given an idea, but what is that idea for them? And I think this is the problem that they're having a hard time understanding or possibly processing because they are too limited in their belief system. So a lot of these energies are basically trying to find access because they are limited or they are possibly parasitical. And I think a lot of energies do not realize what is what. And I think this is also a problem. So the idea of mind, this is the idea of, I guess, the brat concept, if that's what you want to call it. This is an energy that goes beyond that idea. This is basically genetics involved. And this basically has nothing to do with me. This is something that I feel I need to shake off, cut ties with, because it basically puts me in a situation where it's weighing me down because no, this is not yours. This is not your toy. And this is how it's always been between whatever. And it'll continue to be that way because it's not yours. So a lot of energies do not like that idea or the word no. And I think this is where a lot of situations that are not confronted create this never-ending spiral. I think people might be too weak in the idea of learning how to let go. I think letting go scares them more than holding on, if that makes sense. So I think a lot of people are afraid to face their own or confront their own or go up the hill themselves or down the hill or whichever you choose. So a lot of people like to dish out their problems on somebody else rather than accepting what is. And this is the idea itself. Learning how to accept something for what it is and learning how to let go. Learning how to be in your being is the idea. Accepting what is the idea. Creating an illusion is the idea, if that makes sense. But nothing to grasp. This is you. That fail. So this is something, the taunting that I'm experiencing as well. And I'm going to document some of my experience. And I think it's fair enough to do so. I'm getting a lot of stop, no, don't. But at this point, this is not an option for me. I have to continue moving forward. If my energy is looked at as disposable because another energy has figured out a loophole or a way to ease out of a certain situation that they actually created, then I have no choice but to expose the situation itself. So I think what I'm dealing with is actually somebody who's accustomed to entrapping energies, but I think this one is finally met its match. This might be an individual who is accustomed to lashing out with narcissism or using the narcissism as a shield because they could or may not be possibly a sociopath. So this individual is also running from themselves and running from everything around it, so it thinks within. It's scared of its own self, so that's why it projects and reflects on other people. It's scared of itself at night, basically. So these are the kind of energies that I'm encountering. While being victimized at the same time. Also have numerous, well, one gaslighter left anyway. So some of these individuals are claiming that they're accustomed to survival tactics, but I don't think I've actually encountered survival tactics. And I think I'm actually dealing with individuals who have actually encountered survival tactics. So they call it a double-edged sword. And this may be true, but with this karmic loop going on, I don't see how this really exists because it exists within. But this is without. So back to the idea of the feminine. I think this individual is accustomed to basically slapping on the feminine. And I think that's what I'm encountering, which I've been accustomed to basically my whole life, encountering a masculine or manners energy, or even feminine energies that are scared of themselves. Withholding something is not going to achieve any goals. You look stupid holding somebody else's toys. That wasn't for you. But I think that's what I'm dealing with. So I'm going to dilute um, the situation as much as possible by catering to the energies um, that I encounter on a daily basis, but including myself. And this is what I won't be doing anymore, is withholding from myself, because I too am important. And I think some of these parasitical energies want me to ignore the idea of catering to myself and my belongings as well. I think this individual so I believe I'm dealing with energies that feel like if you don't open this, how much will I do? So I've encountered this type energy of not getting your way, so pitching temper tantrums. And this is when I come face to face with a childish energy, not childlike, they're childish. Because they've never experienced the idea of discipline or proper discipline. They've never experienced the word no. Those are not your Tories, those are not your belongings. So the answer is no. And that's just too bad. That's basically what I'm talking about. Now, um, the word no is a good word. When you've had enough, you've had enough. Don't allow somebody to push you out of your being or energy because they require. What is it that you require? You're not answering my question because you're not giving me. I want. I hear this, but what are you doing? The idea you have to earn, I think, hurts a lot of people or has an effect on people. There's a big difference. And I don't think people really get that and get that idea. Not with my. It's like how I don't understand the idea. You want. But what do you want? Then I'm to blame. Not if I want. I want. Well, so does a man that's walking out in the cold, going to work. I want. No, you don't get that. That's when I was growing up. That's not what you get. That's all you So this is basically what I'm left with. Um, yeah, I'm basically encountering this vicious cycle that I feel like is not mine. Um, it's basically it's never ending until I feel like somebody really grasps the idea of letting be. And expecting, um, which I won't give any more than I can. Um, in order to sustain my energy. A lot of people want to use the push and pull tactic. Um, in order for me to, it's just never ending. But you want to use the tactic as, oh, I bet you're jealous, but this too is also personal. This too can actually turn karmic as well. This is why I choose to let go a lot of the time. A lot of people ask me, why are you so quick to just walk away, let go, or whatever, yada, yada, yada. It's a lot easier for you to allow an energy to deal with life themselves. Of course, you want to hug me. You want to hug me because you're scared of your own shadow. You're scared of your own demons. You're scared of your own shadow. Of course, you want to hug me. I don't care at all. And I don't feel like I have to explain myself anymore, and I won't be defining any deeper. I feel like an individual, or if you even want me to actually like dive and define or explain and have some explanatory reason as to why I even exist, or why this is this and why this is that, then I ask the purpose of your existence. It's insane. That's about it. But I'm gonna keep exposing, definitely documenting this journey as much as possible. And I think that's where I stand now. Due to the extreme conditions of attacks, because somebody cannot get organized with the idea or this comes with what I express and another, well, whatever, but law of physics, or well, just leave that alone, I guess. So, um, that's basically how I feel. But I'm going to continue on this journey of whatever this is, expressing myself as freely as I can. Um, um, and see how things go. Um, Thanks, I appreciate that. But I'll just leave it here. So I got energies basically coming in and on this vicious cycle of attack. Um, but I'm gonna continue on this journey to where I express myself freely. Expose some of these energies who are basically a slight blockage. Blockage of being, blockage of expression. Just take it from there and see what happens. But I love you guys. Um, um, be back soon. Probably do another live later today and see what happens. See how it goes. But I love you guys. Stay strong on the battlefield. Don't give up.